What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking all about fear. Now, you see, this motorcycle is something to be feared. A slight twist of the throttle, and this motorcycle goes all the way from 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. With cars, pedestrians, and pretty much everybody's on their cell phone these days. Very, very distracted. No one is actually paying attention anymore. And so the fear factor, no pun intended, not a reference to the show itself, is quite high. And it's very, very understandable in today's atmosphere. Now, back when I first started riding a motorcycle in 2018 or 19, I forgot exactly which year it was. God, it's been a very, very long time. Let's just say that. People were still distracted, but not as much as they are today. And therefore, you have to ride with heightened awareness. You got to be 100% of the time in the moment. And you can't be distracting your own self when you're riding, such as having headphones on or talking on the phone or things like that. Riding a motorcycle, for me at least, okay, this is just for me, is all about being present and in the moment. And that's where the true freedom of riding a motorcycle comes into play. But anyway, fear is derived mostly from things that are unknown to you. And the reason why fear comes in the beginning is because you're unsure of a lot of things. And that's why I developed my motorcycle mastery course. I take you from A to Z. And by the time you're finished with the course, you will feel 100% confident. Of course, fear is natural, but at least you know what to do. And then it's all about putting in the seat time. So if you're interested in the motorcycle mastery course, there's a link down below. But anyway, fear is something that keeps you safe. And I think a little bit of it in the beginning is pretty healthy. You should always fear your motorcycle. As you start to ride your motorcycle and as you start to gain more confidence, the fear will slowly start to disappear, because when your confidence goes up, the fear goes down. But that's also a double-edged sword. So I got a small little recipe for building confidence on a motorcycle. It mostly has to do with doing small drills in a parking lot. You can go to any parking lot, or you can just wait later on during the day whenever the traffic dies down, and go to some kind of a empty-ish parking lot and start doing some drills. My favorites for building confidence are doing U-turns, emergency braking, slow races, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I teach in my motorcycle mastery course. Now, I understand that parking lots are one thing, and then throwing on the gloves, like I am right now. Let me not forget my key, like I always do. Put on my gloves first, and then like, oh, I forgot my key. And then I gotta take the gloves back off and then put them back on. But anyway, just throwing these gloves on, getting on your motorcycle, after you've done a couple of parking lot drills, gets you comfortable on your motorcycle, okay? But the element of traffic, the element of other cars on the road getting in your way, making sure that you understand how to emergency brake and all these little things come little by little with seat time. What I always tell people, and what I always teach in my course, is every single session needs to be a practice session. Even when you're not practicing, the session is a practice session. In other words, you are intentional every single time you ride, and every single ride teaches you a little bit of something else, something brand new, even if you're not looking to learn anything. What is this guy doing? More than 5 years ago, I was in your shoes. I had a beautiful KTM RC390 with 38 horsepower and 373 cc's. Oh baby. When I tell you this, you're probably not going to believe me these days, but I was actually very, very, very afraid of speed. 5 years later, I've gotten comfortable with it. Very, very comfortable. In fact, my 217 horsepower RSV4 went to the track multiple times and wide open throttled that baby every single chance I got. And that's going to be you too as well. It's going to come with time. But as I mentioned, it comes with putting in the time. It comes with putting in the effort. It comes with spending some time and not necessarily watching YouTube videos, because YouTube videos are very scattered. You're doing step number 10 and you're not sure if you should be doing that or not. People are talking about a lot of different things online, and that's where YouTube is very scattered. It's not a very methodical way of learning things, so investing in a course and learning from it will definitely help you out and definitely get rid of a lot of that fear that you have in the beginning. And that's exactly what I did. I did about 12 different courses, I think, in my first 2 or 3 years. I would say 2 years. First 2 years of learning to ride, I just did them back to back. Sometimes I learned things, other times I learned things and then I forgot. You know, it's all about repetition, because when you're taking a course in the beginning, there's just so much. Motorcycles are so complex. It's not like, you know, these cagers in front of me. I'm not making fun of them, by the way. It's just a general term people use. Yeah, these guys get inside their cars, you know, they have airbags all around them, they have nothing to worry about. They just take one course, okay? It's just the driving class, and then after that, they get their license, and that's it. No one ever goes for a refresher course. No one ever goes for a level 1, level 2, level 3 course. No one has advanced courses for cars, unless you're like driving them for performance reasons, you know what I mean? Otherwise, you get your license, you get yourself a car, and you start driving it. That's basically it. When it comes to motorcycles, though, it's totally understandable why a lot of people fear motorcycles. And a broad amount of my audience just doesn't ride a motorcycle. So these type of videos are for people like you. If you're brand new to motorcycling or have never ridden a motorcycle before, yes, I understand riding a motorcycle is something to be feared. Motorcycles deserve a ton of respect, and in the beginning, if you get a motorcycle that is able to be handled, my recommendation is always to start small, because a small motorcycle like the one I started with was under 400cc. You can get like a Ninja 400, it's like 399cc, doesn't matter, whatever. As long as it's under 400 pounds and under 50 horsepower, you're good to go. It doesn't matter what you buy, so who cares what you get as long as it falls within that category. And the reason why I always recommend that is because in the beginning, the weight is something that is very difficult and it puts a lot of people off. And then, of course, you also have the throttle response of a bigger motorcycle, because the throttle response on a 600 like the one I'm riding is immediate. One of my motorcycle mastery students, Ronnie, he emailed me, which I shared in one of my previous episodes. He rides a Ninja 400, but felt his throttle response was very sharp. And those motorcycles are developed so this way the throttle response can be tamer, or a little bit tamer than the 600 that I'm riding right now. But even that, for Ronnie, not making fun of Ronnie or pointing him out or in any way, but even that for him was a little bit difficult. And so this is what I mean, like, always better to start out with something smaller, so this way you don't have that many challenges to work with in the beginning, because riding a motorcycle is very challenging to begin with. You already have a lot of hurdles to jump over, right? You got the highways, you got speed, you got other cars, you got pedestrians, you got stops, you got U-turns. All of these different things have a different learning cycle, and you're gonna have to learn each one of them one by one and master them, all without not dropping your motorcycle, getting into accidents, not being cut off by distracted drivers, figuring out where you're supposed to sit in the lane while you're traveling, like I am right now. As you can see, I'm kind of on the right side of the lane. This way, that guy and that guy gets to see me at the same time. Anyway, got lots of other videos on this topic, but as far as fear is concerned, fear is very, very real. And in the beginning, everybody has it. But one of the main reasons why fear exists is because it's unknown. It's something that is brand new to you that you haven't experienced before. So my recommendation is to start small. In the beginning, when you first get your motorcycle, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to have more power than, I would say, 90% of the cars on the road. Okay? Unless you got like one of those Teslas that have dual batteries, I don't know, motors, who knows, I don't know anything about Teslas, but you get what I'm saying. Like, unless it's like one of those fast electric cars, any combustion engine, I would say average combustion engine car, such as Honda Civic, Honda Accord, Toyota this, Honda that, Even the BMWs, like the 330s, you know, they have 250 horsepower and about 300 foot-pounds of torque. A Ninja 400 can keep up with that car from 0 to 60 all day, every single day. So don't think that you're downgrading or not buying something fun, because a lot of people, when they buy a brand new motorcycle, they think that, oh, I'm not gonna get a 400 because it's not fun, or the internet tells them otherwise, or someone makes a comment and they read it and then they think, oh yeah, I'll just get bored of it. I've talked about this plenty of times. The reason why you get bored is because you're only riding for straight line speed. You're not riding for skill. So in the beginning, my recommendation is to start on the right path. Ride for skill. Don't ride necessarily for cheap thrills. And if you make skill your target for the first, I would say, I don't know, 3-4 months, every single ride is a practice session. Every single ride is to get comfortable. You first start out riding for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes a day. That's all you need to do. Ride around the block. Baby steps. You ever seen the movie What About Bob? It's a freaking hilarious movie. If you have not watched it, those 1980s movies are the freaking best. Watch What About Bob. Okay? It's a small little lesson that Bob learns in the beginning. It's baby steps. And so he learns to get rid of he learns to live with his anxieties and his phobias with little baby steps. And in the beginning, my recommendation to you, as Bob's therapist recommends to him, is baby steps. In the beginning, ride for 10 minutes. Do that for an entire week. And then the following week, ride for 20 minutes. And then, maybe in a month or two, take a nice little long ride for about an hour and then come back. Figure out exactly where you're going to go. Figure exactly what routes you're going to take. Figure out exactly what time you're going to leave, what time you're going to come back. You need a methodical approach to this. Riding a motorcycle in the beginning needs a methodical approach. It can't be done just by chance. Getting on your motorcycle, putting in the key, twisting the throttle, and taking you wherever your mood strikes. That's not how it works with a motorcycle, my friends. You need a methodical approach. You need something that will allow you to not only have confidence, but also to dissipate some of that discomfort and fear that comes with riding a motorcycle in the beginning. And so that's my recommendation for you. Start small, start with baby steps, and take multiple courses. Just getting your MSF or CBT course is just not enough. If the MSF course or the CBT in many countries wasn't a requirement, I can guarantee you a lot of people would skip it. People just do it to get their license. Once they get their license, whee! Freedom! Let's go buy that leader bike and let's go become highway heroes. Well, here in the United States, you can get away with that kind of stuff, but in other countries where laws have become extremely tight, a little bit difficult. But here in the United States, man, people they're just freaking dumb, man. They go buy the fastest bike possible after getting their license, and then, you know, they go crazy with it, and they get hurt, and then their riding journey starts and stops within their first year. I did a statistic video. Hope you watched it, but if you haven't, make sure to go watch it. In my statistic video, I mentioned that the first 3 months of riding your motorcycle are the riskiest. As far as fear is concerned, fear is something that can be controlled. And I think the right ingredients to control the fear are education, practicing a lot, and also just putting in the seat time. I think those three combinations improve riders a lot, and I think that will in itself make you a lot more confident on the road, make you a lot less fearful when you're riding your motorcycle. And just don't forget, when fear goes down, confidence goes up, and when confidence goes up, you don't want to let fear completely disappear, because when fear disappears, that's when you start taking risky behavior. And that's why a lot of guys and girls, they're responsible for a lot of reckless behavior when their confidence level is very high and their fear is very low. And so in the beginning, it's always going to be low confidence, high fear, but later on, it's going to be high confidence and low fear. And my personal recommendation is for there to be a middle ground. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't want to be too much fearful, because too much fear for a sustained period of time will probably discourage you from riding your motorcycle. So it's good to have a healthy amount of it, but too much confidence will make you do things that are beyond your skill level, and they're going to put you in risky environments and behavior and with people that you should be riding with. Have a healthy dose of fear, and make sure that you don't become too confident and too cocky, because a lot of bad things happen. Link to the Motorcycle Mastery course as well as the free guide down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.